Morning, everyone. Did anyone get an email today? Room's pretty light. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. All right, folks, I'll be right back. Oh, all right. Good morning. Morning, Peter. Don. Yeah, still going up. It's very interesting. Hey, Vinny. Robert, good morning. There he is right there. You think he's going to make it? Thank you. Almost there, folks. Mm. All right, he's coming in now.
Hello, hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let me just go to YouTube and pull it up real quick. Hope everybody's doing good. We got about 35 people in here. In YouTube, I'm talking about. Look how handsome you look, Matt, with that video quality, crisp video
It
quality. And I
is
look like
good.
look at YouTube. I look like I'm using a cheap camera, you know? All right, let me go ahead and switch over. We got Devin, Henry, Richard, Patrick, Jay, Tony the Tiger, Creo, Darren. How are you guys? Henry, hope everybody is doing really, really well. Let me just go to Q&A here and say hello to everybody on Sean. Good morning. Thanks to 16% on open stealth search trade. Need to lower all positions when possible. TG just touched VWAP. Thanks for that, Sean. Michael, Stephen, I'm doing well. Robert, Murph, Dexter, John, 80, how are ya? We got Dexter Clement. Sorry, and if I mispronounce somebody's name, the last thing I want to do is offend anyone, so I do apologize. Yeah, look how crisp Matt's face looks. I'm getting that camera. I'm going to order it today, Matt. Remind me. Actually, Matt, you're going to order me one before the end of the day. How about that?
All right.
The buck stops here. Hey, Ben. Hey, Rochelle. He looks great. He looks fantastic. I mean, look at this guy. It's perfect exposure. Look like you have a dime store camera. I know, doesn't it? It looks like I have a dime store camera. $6,000. Yeah, Carlos, it's recovering. I'm going to talk about TTWO today, by the way. Nathan, how are you? Jesse, how are you? Bob, how are you? Scampy, how are you? William, it's rockin' day in the market. I don't know about that. Looks like the market's reluctantly going up. Rochelle, I hope you're doing well. We got Marty. We got Marie. Good morning, Marie. We got Rochelle. We got Phil. We got Jim. Jim, how are you? Nice to see that, Vivek. Go ahead and grab that from Vivek. Why get up at 5 a.m., listen to morning YouTube forecast. Thank you, Vivek. Now, remember, folks, at 1 p.m., I am going to have a class with T-Buzz. Now, I'm going to give you guys some feedback right now. I just wanted to give you some feedback. Now, T-Buzz and his son, Morgan, they went to Mar-a-Lago to visit Trump. Last time T-Buzz came back, he was really excited, okay? And they're on their way back now, and the class is going to be in 55 minutes. So I'm hoping T-Buzz comes back on time, and I'm hoping he'll be as excited as he was last time because it was something. He was really excited. Love your backdrop of rolling waves. Was 2 minutes and value player of weekend. Oh, Marina Del Rey. I love Marina Del Rey, Creo. I used to go there when I was a kid with my parents all the time. Spy running away could be a head fake. Not sure about that. Yeah, Lennar is. 1 second. Let me look at it right now. Yeah, it's bouncing off the VWAP. I really like that right now. Problem is the market is so darn strong, and we're above. That's the only reason why I don't want to take it right now. But Lennar looks really, really good, and it is on my list, and we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about all of these stocks. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about all of them. Matt has to talk for us to see his video. Really, you're really fuzzy. Good morning, W. Moore. Yep, I am fuzzy. I know I'm fuzzy. But Matt is not. I'm gonna switch my camera to the one he has. Are you going to cover AT&T? Why would I cover AT&T, Dexter? Roger, hey RP, up 10%. You're welcome, Scampy. War Dog is in the house. The link has been posted for T-Buzz. Oh, Ritz-Carlton Motel, Marina Del Rey. I love that place. TVS, nice. Thanks, Chris. I'm just saying hello to everybody. We'll be starting in just a minute. I think you look great with your video. Thank you, Bob. Ivano, Randy, Chris, Is your head okay? Is my head okay? Oh, are you talking to Matt? Matt, is your head okay?
It's all right. Got a headache.
Tell folks that Venice Boardwalk is Disneyland for adults. That's that's a good one. I like that. I took my kids there a few times. They were scared off. They were scared off. You know what I'll do? I'll give you guys the stock trade as a bonus. How about this? I'll give you a bonus. I don't want to monitor it right now, so I'll give it to you as a bonus. LEN. Here, I'll write it in here. I'll give it to everybody here as a bonus. And I'll write it on YouTube too. LEN short or buy put strike price. Strike price. Jesus, this thing is too sensitive. You can go about 30 days out and you can go to a strike price of about 170 put. Let me write it down. Expiration January 10th, my parents' anniversary. There you go. And I'll post it in. There you go. Okay. All right. There you go. Carla says IBM and APP are struggling. IBM is. Why would you say something like that, Carla? IBM is struggling. I don't understand. Where did IBM come from? Where did IBM and APP come from? I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know, Carla. We must be watching something different. Wild Ranger, if I wanted to give you a spread, then I'd give you a spread. Yeah, we have some time. All right, let me share my screen. Carla, do you have a question about IBM and APP? I don't understand what you mean by they're struggling. IBM looks amazing, and APP is right at its base right now. But in what reference are you referring to, Carla? Let me know so I can actually answer your question. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be in the stock for that long. Uh, IBM was in the pit. Robert, I'm not asking you. I'm asking Carla, who actually asked the question. Nice, Adam. Good, 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 good. Carla, can you please rephrase your question so I know what you're talking about? I posted the option price. It seems like the more I give you, the more you guys want. That's not how this works. I posted the option. Carla, can you explain so we can move on? I just want to try to understand. What is the question about IBM and APP? Let me know where you're going with this so I can answer your question. All right. Grab some does not longer mean 7 minutes. I don't know. All right. Let's go to TC 2000. Somebody wrote Len is $14 for January 17. Yes, and is there a question? Is that a statement? Hey, Susan, how are you? Yes, I said 170 strike price put on Leonard expiring in 30 days in January 10th. Thanks, Ken. You posted the option, but what is the price because your delta is zero? All right, let's go to our delta. Matt, am I sharing my screen?
No.
Okay, I will in a second. Let me go to this person. Let me go share my screen real quick. One second, guys. I'm going to share my screen. I love when people just randomly post nonsense. Who was it the last time they just posted nonsense? I think it was. I think it was. Who was it that just posted the nonsense? Michael. Michael Petronko. Delta is zero. You posted the option, but what is the price? Because your delta is zero. Let's take a look if my delta is zero. 170 put, expiring on January 10th. My delta is 76. You guys can't come up here and see the bid and the offer yourselves. You need to give me you need Uncle Roger to give you a price. Do I need to also come to your house and change the diapers too? Come on, guys. Come on. I'm bending over backwards here. Don't mess with me, please. It's a nice day today. Vivek says we went in and out of IBM in the pit. He might be holding it. Vivek, I didn't ask you about IBM. I specifically asked Carla. I have this voice on and it picked up me saying that IBM is down and Apple was a bonus in the pit. Carla, can I ask you again? Can you tell me what your question about IBM and APP is so I can answer it for you for the 50th time? Again, I'm just trying to help you guys. That's all I'm doing. So it is a higher stock, but a great stock. Tim hasn't in a while. Thanks, Roger. Sorry, but it is a bit expensive. Then don't do it. Super grateful. Brush our hair. I mean, what do you want me to do here? I'm trying to. Can I go on, or are we just gonna like you guys are just messing with me? Thank you, thank you. I'd like to. Okay, so as far as the market is concerned, it looks like we're coming back up. We're seeing some divergence. Seeing some divergence between the Dow, which is right at the VWAP, and the QQQ, which is right up here. And we have a little bit of resistance here, but I like what I'm seeing. I do like what I'm seeing in the market. My biggest complaint is we have 10 million 10 million 10 million volume. If you guys keep doing this, I'm just going to close the chat for the entire session and come and just open it for 5 minutes afterwards. If you guys really want me to do that and not answer 90% of your questions, you're really getting to that. Okay? All right? Do you guys want me to do that? That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to close the chat. Screw this. All right. Matt, you look at the chat full time. If there's a question, you tell me about it, okay? You hear me, Matt?
Yep.
All right. You watch it diligently, both on YouTube and here. I mean, you guys are ruining this for yourself. Nobody else but yourself. I already know this material. I don't need to do this again today. I've already done it for the last 4 hours. All right. So the chat is closed, and now you can talk about whatever you want. So the S&P 500 right now, as you can see right here, is coming up. I like this. I like how we bounced above the 8-day EMA. We're above the VWAP right here. If we get a nice little bounce, I'd like to see what it is. The Dow, though, I'm not really happy about, and I don't like what I'm seeing here. And let's take a look at the Russell. Russell's holding on well so far, although it's having trouble getting past this resistance level now for the third time. All right. And that could be a big problem. A big problem. That's not something. One second. All right. And that's something we need to be mindful of. That we look like we're stuck. QQQ, if QQQ gives up the ghost, it's going to be a big problem. You can see right here, technology, consumer cyclical. I like that financials are starting to come back. That's positive. But for the most part, let me show you what I'm talking about. For the most part, if you look at the XLK, it's looking really good right now, starting to come back. XLY is looking fantastic. XLC is looking fantastic. Nice little bounce right here. So I really can't say the market looks really bad. All right. I can't really say that. Okay. I really can't say that. Uh, so again, these are the sectors that I'm really liking right now, and I like how volume. And Matt, if there's a good question, you ask me a question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You ask me the question, not the people. So I like how tech is looking. The problem is if you look at XLB, look at basic materials, look at XLV, look at XLI. You see the problem? So if these tech sectors start giving out, if they really start giving out, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem. And we can't, let's see how financials are looking. Financials are still below the moving averages. So we got to be careful. We haven't had a sector rotation into this. And we need to have it. We can't just continuously have we can't just continuously be driven up by we can't continuously be driven up just by tech. It's not sustainable, and it's also not good for the market. And also, just to show you, we have 132 stocks breaking out. A lot of stocks are not participating, and 81 to the downside. So we have a two-sided market right now, but not all that great. And if you look at volatility, which we'll take a quick look at right now, looks like it's just kind of sitting down here, not really doing anything. We broke down today, but we really haven't gone anywhere. So I want to see if this breaks down or comes up towards the end of the day. So I like the market right now. I'm still bullish on the market right now. I still feel good about the market right now. I like the fact that NASDAQ is making all-time highs, but I'm very nervous. Now, before we begin, I want to talk about a lesson. I want to talk about a lesson here, okay? So I want to show you guys something. Yesterday in the pit, we took a loss on this stock right here, okay? We took a loss on the stock because it broke the 15-day moving average. Now the stock looks beautiful again. It's actually, I think, $1 away from our entry. The point, it doesn't really matter. The point is this. When the market's near the levels that it is near right now, and when you don't have a lot of momentum, you want to be careful taking breakouts like this. Let me show you what I mean. And I was going to talk about this. Yesterday, but we got off track. So I'll talk about this right now. So if we got in right here on a breakout, look how far away we would be from the 15-day EMA. Look at the distance. This is a breakout right here, assuming we entered right here. Okay. All right. Look how far we would be. We would be probably entering right here somewhere, right at 179.45. And our stop loss would be at 163, right? You're talking all the way from like 178 to 164, 163. Talking about like 12, 13 points, which truthfully, I don't mind doing. I'm very comfortable with that. I have no problem with that, but I know a lot of you don't. But my point is the market right now is vulnerable. The market's all-time high before the end of the year. We have a holiday coming up. Volume is lower than usual. Buy volume can't even hit the average, and the average has been low. I mean, look, we're at 10 million shares right now. So let's go back to. So my point is, when markets are like that, what we try to do is try to buy stocks that are close to the 8-day EMA. Okay. So in this case, I believe we bought the stock right here. I believe we bought the stock. No, we bought the stock right here. Yes, we bought the stock right here. We didn't buy the stock up here. We bought the stock closer to here. All right. And the stock went and stopped us out. Now look at the distance here. Look at the distance here. Right? Look at the distance versus right here. See the distance? See the distance? Why? Because when the markets doesn't have momentum and when volume is low, breakouts tend to be a lot more false. You tend to have a lot more false breakouts, okay? Um, and when you have false breakouts, the waves are smaller. So your risk is small, is greater. And the more, it's very hard to time breakouts without a lot of volume. And what happens is your risk is you go from having a high edge to a lower edge and more risk because you don't have the volume driving you. Okay. Matt, any questions so far? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? I
Looks like you're good. The only question they had was about Adobe earnings today being a catalyst, which I figured you would be covering because
yeah,
you and I talked about it earlier.
yeah, it's after the close. So it'll be a catalyst for tomorrow and
Right.
Adobe is a huge catalyst for technology for a lot of the software stocks, for the software industry specifically. So it's kind of like Target for retail. It doesn't have the market cap, but it has everything else. All right. So let me know if there's other. Let me know if there's any other lessons before I go on. Any other questions before I move
One
on?
more just came in. It says, are you looking at momentum as a visual judgment or are you seeing something else?
As a what? Say it again.
So are you trying to look at momentum visually or are you using a different indicator?
No, I'm just visually seeing momentum. This is momentum right here. When you see a breakout like this with a volume bar, look at the ATR here. I mean, this is momentum. If this is not momentum, I don't know what is. Where this is just a grind right here. This is momentum. This is momentum. This is just a grind. Okay. So similarly, today in the VIP room, we went long IBM. We went long IBM and we got out of IBM officially, Carla. So that trade is over. So I don't know exactly what you were getting at in IBM, but that trade already was posted with an exit. Um, that's why I wanted to hear what you had to say about it. But again, I wanted to show you something. We got into the trade around, what was the price? I'll show you. I'll answer your question, Creole, in a second. Kriya in a second. So where was it? Where's my alert? 31. What time was it? 10:44. Right here. Right here. Trade was put on right here. Okay? Right there. Right there. Right there. and the price was at 230. Excuse me, at 231.87, and we got out right here, right there. All right, we got out at 232.48. The trade was like a 15-20 minute trade. I think Rodney, a few others made 10-12% on the trade. Yeah, it was a very nice trade. But my point is, look how close we are to the 15-day EMA. And anybody who comes here often, obviously nobody's going to ask me this question because everybody know, unless you're here for the first time, you know what I like, how I prefer to exit my trades. Look at how close we are to the 15. Look at where we entered. Look at where we entered right here, and look where the 15-day EMA is. See that? Now we're out of the trade already. We don't have to worry about that. But point is, I didn't enter the trade right here. I entered the trade right here. So you see the difference between the the style of trading that shifts when momentum levels are becoming in the market a little more iffy, when price levels, when volume dies down. You see how I change focus from the type of trades I'm looking at? You see how I go from not focusing on reward to being focused on the risk of the trade because we need a parachute in case we're off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open the chat for 3 minutes before I go on to the next session. Let's see if we have any question. Creo says, a typical volume we should be looking for. Well, you see Creo, you see you see a chart here? You see this yellow line? This is typical. This is typical. We want it to be above the yellow line, or we want the yellow line to start coming up. There is no typical. Typical is unique to every company. It's like if I ask you, what is it? If I go to the gym and say, what's your typical weightlifting? They'll look at me like I'm crazy. They're going to say, well, it depends on the person. Every person is different. You know, a person who's 300 pounds can probably lift this, or it's the same thing with the stock. So there is no volume. Volume is relevant to itself. So that's a good question, though. It's a good, fair question. So you see how we're busting through. Now look at the SPY. See how SPY can't bust through? SPY can't bust through. But look at IBM. Busting through. Volume is above average. So you see it's a 50-day moving average of volume. Now, I have more advanced tools than that, but for now, you don't really need to worry about them. You're welcome. You're welcome, Creel. Okay, now let's see. Any questions? What does the red bell bar tell you? It depends on the context. Let's see. So why did you enter IBM when it was already rising beyond the VWAP? Are you asking me, Chris, why I entered IBM as it was moving above the VWAP? Do you have a better way of doing it? IBM went below the VWAP and then it went above the VWAP. As soon as it crossed the VWAP, I went long. I mean, am I missing something here? Is a better question is there a different way of doing it? If you can't enter when Roger does, don't enter. Of course, don't do it. Yeah, don't. That's called FOMO. If you feel like you have to chase after me, congratulations, you have FOMO. Chris, so we're good. We're all on the same page, right? Now that you understand, thought you wanted to enter closer to the VWAP. Chris, this is a 5-minute chart. This is the VWAP right here. The VWAP is at 230.61. I entered at 230. So look, the VWAP is at 230.61. I entered $1 higher on a $231 stock, 231.87. I mean, I don't think this is very far. Chris, maybe this is the first bar that has full clearance above the VWAP. Maybe that's why I entered. Maybe you want to make sure it's really moving out of the VWAP. Don't argue with me. Just do it. Just do as I say. Do you start with the daily? Yes, Anthony, I start with the daily. You're welcome, Chris. All right. Well, these are good questions. These are good questions. These are great questions. Chris, I'm not going to be talking about the stocks you want me to. Can you please shortly explain the color meaning of the volume bars? Honestly, don't worry about them too much. Worry about how big the volume bars are. Don't worry about the color too much. Just worry about the price and the size of these bars and when they come into clusters. Don't worry too much about the downside or upside. Just worry about them coming above this area. Honestly, I'm just being honest with you because it took me long, so I didn't chase it. There you go. There you go, JNS. Yesterday, you said that's the algos probing the market, low volume, looking for vulnerable spot. What does that mean? All day long, especially between 9:30. Okay, do you guys know why we don't trade between 9:30 and 10 o'clock? Hold on, Omar. One second. I'll answer your question. Um, what was the? Yeah. So the question was algos. Algos probe the market. Probe the market. At 9:30 to 10 to see where their clearance is. Algos go, they're like spiders. They go path of least resistance. And they just probe the market. They probe the market. Oh, can't too hard, they go this way. Too hard this that's how they're programmed. Now like who's Omar? Omar says question is why do we endure losers longer than gains? Because our win rate is insanely high, Omar. We could do the opposite if you want. We can drop to a win rate of 40% and then have a winner 5 times the size of our losers. Would you want to play that game instead? You stepped in it, Omar. Is this a good moment to buy a IBM above VWAP? I'm not talking about IBM here in VWAP. Let's see. Good. I'm glad I answered your question, Omar. Was that TG instead of Leonard? I did not realize it, so Delta was incorrect. Mia culpa, Michael. Okay. Now let's talk about. Do you guys want me to give you a bunch of stocks and give you examples, or do you want me to continue answering questions that I've answered at least 100 times, and I'll gladly answer again? Okay, good. I'm going to close this up and give you stocks. Thank you. Let's move on. I think I'm just going to keep the damn thing closed and just open it intermittently.
There you go.
All right, Uber, I'd like to see a bounce to the VWAP. Let's see if we have an alert set or if I'm just jive turking you. Uber, price at the VWAP hasn't passed yet. Already have it on there. Already took care of business for myself this morning. Look at volume here on a daily. It's definitely supporting this, but I want to see a little pullback. Option chain. You're welcome. I can't close the chat on YouTube, but we only have 100-something people there. So, but I don't really look at it very often. I'm just focused on this right now. 30 days out, Uber, January 10th. 67 Delta, 65 put. All right. And a stop loss at the 15-day EMA. Don't forget to post the link for T-Buzzer, okay?
Mm-hmm.
PI. I like this little pivot right here. I like this pivot. This is a little more riskier, but I like the slope, and I'm hoping this is the bottom. I would put my stop loss literally right here. Right above this thing. Too spready for us. Too spready. Nope. Probably even more spreadier. Yeah, well, actually not too bad. 70 put, I'm surprised. 71 delta, probably will go down to 63, 64. I'm just looking at a couple of stocks that I'm really liking right now. I have an alert set. So, anyways, sorry about that. Let's continue here. AA. Nice little breakdown. 50-day moving average is a stop loss. Remember, folks, I'm not looking at the chat, so you're relying on Matt to communicate questions that are relevant to what we're talking about right now. AA, January 10th expiration, 71 delta, 43 put. 50-day stop loss. General Motors with a target to the 100-day moving average. Look how close we are to the my stop, like right there, about 54.85. About 30 days out, 72 delta, 56 right here. 56 put. For all of you who complain about Leonard, in 10 minutes, it's up 3.15%, and you made him close the chat. They made me close the chat, Darren, yes. Yeah, they know better. Leonard, it's on my short list. And remember what I told you this morning? By the way, the pre-morning must watch. Let me open the chat for a quick second. Who was there this morning? Who was there? Who was in my pre-market must watch? Do you remember the first short I talked about this morning? The first short that was on my list. I was cracking up. I was showing Matt this morning. The first short on my list this morning. What was the first short on my list this morning? It was Leonard. It was Leonard. It was right here, circled. First one on my list this morning, right there. I don't like make this list up. Yeah, and remember I told you that I'm looking for a breakdown the last few days in the VIP in the morning show. I told you that I'm looking for a breakdown in home builders. If TLT comes down and breaks the 50-day moving average, it's going to put more pressure on the home builders. Like, please tell me if I'm correct. Yes, exactly. KBH, DHI, and Leonard. Right. The three of them. That's right. All three of them are next to each other. Look. They're all next to each other right here. So stop whining. I would put my stop loss at the 50-day moving average. Yeah, the first one on my list. CJ and S got it. Tony got it. Lee got it. Darren got it. Yeah, we're not just doing Monday back quarterback here. And I'm still telling you to short it. Don says it's up 5% already. All right. Anyway, you guys keep arguing with me. Everybody's going to argue, keeps arguing with me. All right, 167.44 for a stop loss, right at the 200-day moving average. 30 days down, 77 delta, 170 puts. I know it's different from what I told you 5 minutes ago, right? They love to argue with me. They just love to argue with me. If I say black, they say white. This is not ready yet, but I think after it drops here, I think this is a lower low. You know what? Scratch this. I needed this low to be lower than this, and it's not, so this can be a double bottom. I mean, it's a little lower, but forget it. All right, let's move to the upside now. Okay, got a lot to the upside. I'm really liking roadblocks right now. I'm looking at roadblocks near the 5150 level. Here, let me put that up for you. I'm looking for this right here at the VWAP. I want it to come down, and then I want it to start coming back up. Do I have an alert set? Let's see. Roblox. Look at that. At 11:01. Yeah, Kate, it's up all right. I would use this little area right here as a stop around 50 through 54. I would go to January 10th expiration. I would go to 73 delta. I would go to the 56 call. And post that link in YouTube as well so we can all hang out with T-Buzz in the next hour. I missed Google right here. God darn it. Let's see. Do I have it on my alert? Nah, don't even have it here. All right, forget it. I'm just thinking out loud. You too, Richard, huh? Yeah, you and I both. APO. I like APO a lot. I'm also waiting for a pullback on APO. Nice, Alan. Good, good. I missed it. I must have been busy answering questions. APO, look how close we are to the 15-day EMA. Attacking me like a pack of hyenas, Matt. You know? Um, right here, the 187.50 put on APO. Well, wait a minute. We're on calls. Forget about it. What am I doing? 30 days out, right here. 68 delta, right here. 172.50. 172.50. January 10th expiration. Nice, Roddy. I'm glad to hear that. Richard, APO up 14%. Beautiful. Where did you get it, Richard? Yesterday or later today? Just let me know. I'm just curious. We got RCL. Not right now. We don't need RCL right now. Let's move on. Deck, maybe if it starts coming back above the VWAP. Put a stop loss right here around 193. I'm well, Art. Thank you for asking. And we're going to go to 67 calls, 200 strike price right here. Stop loss right below this pivot. CRM. I like CRM. I like CRM. The only problem is it'd be nice if it passed this VWAP right here. An anchored VWAP right here. Got to go a little bit higher, maybe to the 130, 163 area. I would use a stop loss right here around 342, 30 days out, 71 delta, not too far. Let's use options. 51 delta, a debit spread. 360 call, 365 to sell. Buying 360, selling 365. $3 and no more. Pull back to VWAP. Let's see, when did it pull back to the VWAP? I must have missed it. Hold on. Ah, I got you. I missed it. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Nice, Brian. Good. Are you grabbing all that, Matt?
Yep.
Good. Let me give you another one. Meta needs to go to the VWAP, to the 8-day EMA. I think I already have an alert set. Let's see. Alert on Meta? No, I don't. Let's put an alert on Meta. If anybody wants to know how to set alerts on TC2000, I'm doing it right now, and I'm doing it pretty much all the time here. So you guys can for 8-day, for daily, I use a 1 week or a month if it's like a breakdown level. And for VWAPs, I use 1 day. Okay. Omar, I already told you where the stop for IBM would be. All you have to do is go to YouTube and watch the video again. EJ Max, I like it actually right now. Would need to see a little more volume coming in on the intraday. Not a lot of volume. I need to see a little volume, but I do like it. And you have a nice pivot here, so I would just use the 15-day, maybe 124.40. Go 30 days out, 72 delta, 125 call. Nice, Ivano. You're welcome. Did you schedule the alert update you were going to give us to peg to? Did I schedule the alert update? Yeah, Matt's going to talk about it. Not today, but tomorrow he'll talk about it here. He already made a video. Where's the video? In the members area, Matt?
In the VIP members area.
The video to instructing you how to use alerts on Thinkorswim have been put in the VIP room members area. And the code is there, right, Matt?
Yep.
And maybe Matt will have to have a session with Cam just to make sure he's kosher on it, but it's all there already for you, waiting for you. $72 delta, 125 call, TJX. Net. Wait for a VWAP. It looks really good right now. Let's set a little over here. if we get a little pullback, we may get some movement today. Nice, Richard. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And that's it. That's what I've got for you today. Now, before Matt does seasonality, I want to talk about another topic that I wanted to cover. There was a couple of topics that I wanted to cover today. Oh, so there's a couple of things I wanted to cover. How to pick the lowest risk entry opportunities. I covered that. Go close to the 15-day EMA. Wait for a base around the 8-day and the 15-day EMA, and then as it starts coming up, that's the lowest risk because you're close to the 15-day EMA. And if we go below the 15-day EMA, the stock has lost its momentum. Um, oh, Jack, yeah, I didn't give you the option on net. 30 days out, January 10th expiration, 72 delta, right here, 108. Not very liquid. Linda says, what is the VWAP and where do I learn about it? Go to Customer Service Live. How soon will this morning? How
It's already
soon?
up.
It's there already, Cleo. The videos are all in the live tab on YouTube. They're all recorded in real time. Yeah, T-Buzz is in the house. All right. Good, Don. Glad to hear that. Good, 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 good. Oh, Omar, I'm looking at just about everything. Uh, yeah. All right, guys. Matt, you do seasonality. I'll take off for 10 minutes and I'll see you guys back with T-Buzz in 10 minutes. Make sure you post a link again everywhere. Nice. Cashed out on deck just after the open, 25%. Nice, Roddy. Let me repost that. Look at that testimonials. And when I give you guys options and stocks, stop arguing with me about how expensive it is. And if it's too expensive for you, don't do it. Where do I find them? I don't see it in the V8. All right. All right, Matt, you take over. Make sure that we're 6 minutes from now in the other room, okay?
Mhm.
All right. Hey, how are you? You too.
Hey. All right. Am I screen sharing? Yep. Okay. All right. Here's the long side. It's still choppy looking. Not a lot to do there. So these profit factors are under one. Short side, though, really doesn't have anything either. Accuracies are all really low. 10-day hold, again, looks kind of weak. Financials have some strength. Consumer discretionary looks okay. Everything else is just hanging around. Here's the numbers. 238 on the long side. 7 on the short side for 6. 150 to 70 on 10-day hold and 330 to 60. So that's a little bit better overall, but still not amazing. Break even or profit on average for a 2-week hold starting today at the close is 466 out of 550. That's a pretty high number. Everything else is really lackluster. Oh, good. Randomness. I did before. That's really it for seasonality. There's not a lot. Let me see if I can grab a link for it. Okay. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's already on. But it's already on.
I just have to switch it on Zoom.
Yep, that's it. Okay, here's the link to that video for the dynamic alerts. Chris, if there's anything of material note, you'll know because I'll explain it more. We look at it every day, but a lot of days there's just not a lot to look at, and that's okay. I'll look too much into it. As unemphatic as I am, you will know I'm a little more clear when there's something juicy going on in here. The language you program. It's called ThinkScript, Omar. Kanaka, you're just you're looking for trends and stocks that are happening at the same time of the year, every year for the last 30 years, or if they're happening. So if you've heard of the Farmer's Almanac, then the Stock Market Almanac, Stock Traders Almanac, something like that. This is our own version of it. Okay, I don't. It's in there. Here, I got like 2 minutes. I'll briefly show you. If I wanted to set an alert at VWAP or Oxy, go right here, create alert, study. Up into VWAP. 1 second. Yeah, but it's DTI Trader Moonlight. Yeah. Hold on, folks. What? Where? This? Yeah, that's the one I've been posting. Okay, cool. Okay. We're back. Yep, that's it. Trading view is pretty easy, Peter. And I can cover that tomorrow. But for now, I got to hop off here. So see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.